A friend told me I didn't have the confidence to farm rocks. You should have seen the look on his face when I grew bolder. Hi, it's me, NCR, here with another episode of the Sunshining Podcast. This is the 6th episode for Season 3, so I decided to do something special. I decided to take a trip to the Tyler State Park and walk around and record. If this is your first time tuning into the Sunshining Podcast, I'm glad to have you. Please stay tuned till the end. The key word for this episode is confidence. Something I think I lacked on the last season of the Sunshining Podcast was confidence in my podcasting skills. And so I feel like, and then maybe I lack some skills and experience too. And so, this is being, the third year that I'm podcasting, and not only do I have some more skills and experience, I think I have more confidence in my podcasting skills. But I'm still in awe that this podcast is anything that anyone would want to listen to. And so, I thank you so much for listening to this. And one of the, it's hard for me, as a podcaster and a creative person that looks to create content, it's hard for me to create it everywhere at one time. Like, yes, I also have my own personal YouTube channel besides the Sunshining Podcast. And so, since I've started Season 3 of the Sunshining Podcast, I've kind of quit YouTubing on my personal YouTube channel. And actually, I was thinking I could kind of continue it with like short videos. And I was taking notes for a video about freedom, but it was going to be a lame video. So then I decided to use some of the notes for that on my podcast. That's why the last episode was on freedom. Okay, but this episode about confidence. So speaking of my YouTube channel, so one of the last videos I did on my YouTube channel was about don't give up and not giving up. And I mentioned how I like to observe skiers. And, when you look at people skiing as skiing, you can tell confident skiers from people who aren't as confident at skiing. And, it's just interesting. It's just cool, And I just want, I don't know what I was going with that, but I know I want to talk more about confidence on this episode. Maybe a question to think about as we start this episode of the Sunshining Podcast is, do you lack confidence? Do you feel that you lack confidence? And then maybe another question is, why do you want confidence? Why is confidence something we want to be? And we're just going to do deep dive in confidence about, being confident in yourself and being confident in God and, Confidence. So now, meaning the feeling or belief that you can rely on someone or something for a firm trust, I'm confident I got the definition correct this time. I know that I usually close every episode with a verse of the week, but I want to open this episode. Besides, this is going to be a short episode anyways, but I want to open this episode with some verses. In the Lord put I my trust. How say ye to my soul, flee ye as a bird to your mountains. That was Psalms 11 verse 1. Some people trust in chariots and horses, but we will remember the name of the Lord our God. They are brought down and fallen, but we are risen and stand upright. That's Psalms 20, verse 7 and 8. Those are some of my favorite Psalms. Oh my, there's a tree across the road there. And, I'm sure I may have shared them before, either on my blog or in a video or something before. But I just wanted to share them with you again because they're very relevant to the topic of confidence. Where are you getting your confidence from? I know in Christian circles we talk a lot about real joy, real peace, real this and real that. Is there such thing as real confidence? And that's a good question, And so, I think there is real, well, I don't know. I mean, it's either you have confidence or you don't have confidence. And I think, and I don't, I don't know if I can answer that question properly about like what real confidence is, but I can know that there's a healthy confidence. And I think a healthy confidence is a confidence in your ability to have confidence in God. Certainly, you should have confidence in yourself, but complete confidence cannot come from confidence in yourself alone. And so you need to remember to have, confidence in your ability to have confidence in God. Did I say that right? And so, God is definitely something you should have confidence in. And when you're, like I said, confidence can vanish in a second, because you get yourself, or maybe something comes up, some situation arises when you really need God. You could, your confidence in Him could vanish. You could only, you might have confidence in Him for so long, waiting for Him to show up. But then if He doesn't show up after a certain amount of time, you give up on Him. And so it's easy to give up on God, and you can give up on God. But I want to encourage you to have confidence in Him, and the more you have confidence in Him, the more it'll grow. And just after years of just knowing God and having and being in a relationship with Him and having confidence in Him, it'll be much stronger. And it can be hard at first. I mean, because sometimes, that's the thing. Sometimes it doesn't look like God's going to show up. But let me tell you something. God shows up every single time. And He's there for you when you need Him. So just have confidence in that fact. Have confidence in God. Can you think of anything else it's good that you should put confidence in? Maybe good friends, I don't know. But definitely and certainly none of your confidence should be put into unconfident worthy things, because they're going to let you down again and again, and then it affects your ability to have confidence in that which is worthy of confidence. Well, that's all I was able to record at the Tyler State Park the other day. I ended up walking around. It was like a 2-mile trail, and I guess I walked around it relatively quick. And then also it was quite busy there, so I didn't feel like staying longer, so I didn't finish recording all that I needed to record for this episode of the podcast. So I'm recording the rest of it here at the beautiful Alaska Ranch and Retreat Center. It's a beautiful place to live and work. So basically I just want to, close with the verse of the week. I know I opened with the verse, and when I was originally taking notes for this, I wasn't going to close with the verse, but a verse came to mind that is very, in my opinion, relevant to the topic of confidence. And I mean, there's so many different directions you could go when talking about confidence, or when you're talking about any topic. And so that's why I'd love for you to share your thoughts with me about confidence. But the reason I think this verse is relevant to the topic of confidence, and I'll see if I can quote the verse from memory today. I was going to try to record little bits in the car the other day, but it was kind of hot, and I couldn't quote the verse from memory properly. So the verse that I'm closing with, the verse for the week this week, is Psalms 1, verse 1 through 3. And it goes something like this: Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate both day and night. He should be like a tree planted by rivers of water. And this is the verse that I kind of get messed up on a little bit, but you can read it on the side here. But yeah, he should be like a tree planted by rivers full of water. His leaf and he should bring forth his fruit in his season, and his leaf shall not wither. And just that's verse 3 there, that talks about the tree. It makes me think about confidence, and how confidence in God is something that grows. It's not like you're going to have, full confidence in Him. I mean, a large amount of confidence in it. It takes time for your confidence in God to grow. And, I'm talking about confidence in this episode, you know, I don't know if I'm repeating myself because I recorded this other stuff yesterday, but yeah, kind of some synonyms, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that word correctly, for confidence is like firm trust, yeah, belief, kind of, yeah. And so it's something that grows with time and experience. So that's that. I often make, like, I'm so task oriented. I'm so task oriented. I'm so just like, gotta get to the point. And so yeah, just kind of sharp transitions from one thing to the next. So that was the verse of the week. Now time for the song of the week. And I love to have a song on every episode of the Sunshining podcast. So the song for this week is God's Not Dead Canadian version. And so I think there's a version of God's Not Dead by the Crowder Band. I'm not too familiar with that version, but the version that I love is God's Not Dead Like a Lion by the Newsboys. And so the Canadian version then, and this is a version me and my brother Ben made up a few years ago, is just you change wherever it says roaring like a lion to stomping like a moose. And I hope I'm pronouncing the word stomping correctly, but like, stomping with your feet, stomping, stamping, or whatever, stomping. And so, yeah, God's not dead, he's living on the inside, stomping like a moose. And then I think it's in the bridge where it goes like that a few times. It goes stomping like a moose, or it goes roaring like a lion, whatever, or it goes roaring, or whatever. You just say stomping, or whatever. So that's the Canadian version of that song. So the reason this is song for the week, and I encourage you to sing it that way next time and I often, whenever I hear the song God's Not Dead, I sing it that way to myself, just because I like that version. And it's not the same thing as, it's a different lyric, but I don't know, I like it that way. Okay. And the reason I chose that for the song of the week is because, well, yeah, so, lions are bold, like roar, okay. And then moose is also bold too, so, yeah. I just want to encourage you to be confident, like, and we have, we can, so, that verse that I opened with, Psalms 11 verse 1, I can't remember how it goes now. Something about, how say you to myself, flee as a bird to your mountain, for put my trust in God. I think I butchered that verse. I know I have it memorized, but we don't have to run and hide, because we have a God who, either he's roaring like a lion or something. He's a powerful God, and, he's alive. He's not dead. And we don't have to be afraid. So that's the reason. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, but that's the song for the week. And I think I've said enough for this episode. I just want to keep it short and sweet. Because, I don't know. I've said before, that's the thing, I keep on repeating myself on my podcast, but just, I don't want, so there's a couple there's a couple applications out there like Clubhouse. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are familiar with Clubhouse application. I just installed it. And actually haven't really used it much. But there's another app that just came out, Wisdom. And literally there's piles of people talking on that application all day. Like, you can open the app and hear live conversations happening. It's just people talking. And I'm like, there's so many. And that's the thing. My podcast is one of many podcasts. And my voice is one of many voices out there just saying things. And I don't want to just keep talking and talking, but I'm doing it anyways. But I want to help you think. So, and there's so many different topics, and, I liked the topic of last week. We talked about freedom. Next episode is going to be about, just motivation. But that's the thing. I'm getting caught up into that. I was about to start talking about motivation on this one here, but I love talking about different topics on my podcast. So that brings me to, would you like to be a guest on my podcast? you know, yeah, as much fun as I have, like, yeah, having conversations with people, you know, and I say that, you know, anyone could be a guest on my podcast, you know, and I'm an introvert. I don't like to just walk up to anyone on the street and like start a conversation with them. And I have some structure and order to my podcast. So this is the 6th episode for season 3. And so this season of the Sunshine Podcast, same as last season of the Sunshine Podcast, is going to have approximately 24 episodes. I'm going to have, let's see, I've had 4 guests so far, and I'm going to have 5 more. Whatever, I don't need to do the math now, but and I have approximately 24 episodes, 12 episodes before Christmas, 12 episodes after Christmas. And like I said, I just do this Sunshine Podcast during the fall and winter months just to shine some light into your life. And so, yeah, I have some structure and some order to it, but I'm still looking for guests. So if you would like to be a guest on my podcast, I have a new be a guest page on the Sunshine Podcast website. So yeah, links to all that is in the description of this episode. Thank you so much for listening to the end. I know I do a lot of rambling at the end, but hey, if you listen to the end, you know that. So, I don't expect people, no. Do I expect people to listen to the end? But the goodness, I try to have all the goodness of the episode at the beginning of it. But if you stay till the end, thank you so much. You are an awesome listener. Be sure to subscribe to the Sunshine Podcast YouTube channel. Be sure to, subscribe or follow the Sunshine Podcast wherever you get podcasts, whether that's on Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast, or any other podcast platform that you like. And make sure you're following the Sunshining NCR on Instagram. That's very important because that's where I promote every episode, and I tag, like, some of my guests are also on Instagram, so I tag them on Instagram, and I follow a lot of amazing people on Instagram. I share lots of amazing content on Instagram, so make sure you're following me on Instagram. Well, until next time, this is me, NCR, encouraging you to just keep your mind open, and keep your mind on God. Mm-hmm.